Thank you, everyone. Let me introduce myself. I'm Joe from Finstra. Actually, Finstra is the Sigfox operator in Hong Kong. And I'm so impressed with Andy's presentation because before his presentation, I think that Hong Kong is a little bit behind on IoT, like comparing with Singapore, Japan, or some European countries. But with Game On, I think that we have new hope. And first, let me introduce what Sigfox is. Sigfox actually is a global IoT network technology provider. And we are the exclusive network operator in Hong Kong. And right now, there's already, the data has been renewed. So it's more than 65 country has Sigfox network right now. In Asia, like Singapore, Taiwan, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, and Hong Kong and Macau already have Sigfox network. It's more than 10 million devices has been connected to Sigfox and sending small message to the network right now. And in our ecosystem, there's more than, I would say, 700 devices right now. They are serving all kind of purpose, like tracking asset, sensing ambient environment like temperature and humidity. And also we have some device that can measure, like what Andy measured about is measuring the water level on the coastal area for disaster prevention. And how our networks work. So we have device that taking care of the closed network. We are using a device with like Bluetooth beacon that can help our tracker to be more precise locationing. And also we set up some what we call is the base station to make sure our device can send out their message, can be collected. And Sigfox also have satellite coverage by 2020. It's just announced in one of the events last week in Singapore that we are working with Eutelsat. That means that all the area that with satellite coverage, that will have Sigfox coverage. So this is our roadmap. So we can see that our mission is to provide a global network that, let's say, one tracker in Europe. So all the way it can be tracked from Hong Kong or to Taiwan or the rest of the world. So let's say the case like those container provider, so they can track their container all around the world using the Sigfox network. And this is our micro base station, so it's just like a Wi-Fi router. It works like our rooftop base station, but we mostly put it inside the customer premises to make sure there's Sigfox coverage. So what is the value that Sigfox doing? Actually, Sigfox, I'll say, is we are very, unlike 5G. 5G is they are providing high bandwidth like a superstar, like a rock star, right? But I would say Sigfox is like a very good wife that will do her job quietly. Okay, so the Sigfox network will take care of those things that cannot be IoT before. Like what I'm saying is like a dumb container or a small machine that it cannot be tracked before. But right now, using Sigfox, it can be tracked. And our mission is not to provide a very high bandwidth, very fancy network. We are going to provide a network that's doing a small messages. That's a different how we have a name called 0G just to compare with 5G. That doesn't mean that we are slow, but we are handling small message and a small device that with a very long battery power. So today I just bring up some cases around the world that from thousands of cases around the world. This is just some of the cases that we have done using our network and our solution. The first is we have some, as I mentioned, is that we have some GPS tracker that helping the construction industry to easily to track their machine, to track their location and how they operate by installing GPS sensor and accelerometer sensor inside the tracker. And the battery will run for 3 to 5 years. So actually, before a tracker, there's things you can track the asset. But the challenging is always on the power. So I would say low power WAN actually is one of the mission of the low power WAN is to handle the power. And also, this is a case that we have Michelin in Europe to measure their construction machine around Europe. Because the previous they cannot track their machine or their asset before using our solutions. But with our tracker right now, they can do so. And also the Airbus, this is a solution that we provide France Airbus to track their what they call is the ULD device. It's actually ULD is the container that on the airplane. They have a 5% each year that they lost their ULD around the world. But with the tracker that using Sigfox right now, they have 100% control on their inventory, and they know each ULD around the world where is it. That is I'll say it's a crazy mission to do so before, because you have to have a global network to do so, and you have to have a device with a very long battery, and also you have the data that's reliable that come back to the network to the centralized cloud. But right now with device and the solution, Airbus can also do so. And this is also a tracker by measuring the vibration. So our customer in Europe, they can measure their machine usage. So one of our most major case around the world is the tracker. Actually, personally, I install a tracker on my son's school bag, so I can track him every day. Because as a father, you are worried about recently, right? There's so many disturbances in the street. So my son know about that. Know that I track him. So when he go to school and back to home, I know about that on my mobile phone. That's the beauty of tracker. And I charged the tracker around like 2 months ago. So our solution beauty you just install it and then you can forget about it. And interestingly, we also have a similar solution from one of our partners, the sensor height in Europe, just like what Andy mentioned, is concrete monitoring. But I believe that we can do it much more cheaper. So we need to talk. So it's simple. It's just a temperature sensor using extending probe, so you can measure the temperature of the concrete. The beauty of it is that we do it in a more simple approach. We don't need to install what we say is a local SS gateway. You don't have to manage the on-site infrastructure. All the device will collect the data back to the network. and the network is handled by us. So our customers, like some of our customers in Hong Kong, like some shopping mall, like isn't like New Town Plaza, they are using our air temperature and the humidity sensor. Previously, they have to send out their people to go measure using a device to measure the air temperature and the humidity by hand every hour. But right now, we install over 100 sensors in the shopping mall. Of course, some of them has been broken recently. Okay, and right now they can save the people to do other work. That's the beauty of our solution. So next, I'm going to. Interestingly, we have similar video just like what Andy showed. So is our partner. Okay, they have an on-site trial using the concrete monitoring in compare with existing what they have to just like they have. Right now, their customers has installed a lot of gateway, so they have to pick the reader and then go back to office to do the reading. So our solution is that they can save a large amount of work by using a sensor. Let me show you the video.
Good morning. My name is Rasmus and I'm from Sigfox. And today we're up really early. It's just before 5. We have to go to a construction site. They are testing out materials. Let's go. So right now we are at the construction site. We just deployed the thermocouples. We're basically placing them at 3 different heights. We're placing them just above the surface, down there, in the middle, and up here in the top. And then we're pulling the cables to the side here, where you see the transmitters. And then these will wirelessly send the temperature data to the software that will do all the calculations. Right now they are pouring the concrete. The loggers and the thermocouples have been placed already. The construction site we're at right now is going to be a bridge for trains. If you have trains coming from both sides and they have to brake on this, like the powers from that have to go into the earth and the structure. So basically all this and 300 meters that way is pure concrete. And then the trains will go on top and all this will be filled with earth afterwards. So here we see the normal data loggers that they use. They use a Testo, and as you can see here they have 3 channels for the 3 thermocouples, so they pull this all the way over there to basically measure the temperature at the 3 different levels, the bottom, in the middle, and in the top. And what they have to do is that they have to go out and they have to take this logger, connect it to a PC, and then import all the data into the computer and put that data into an Excel, which some guy named Paul made like 10 years ago, and then it will do the maturity calculations for them. Then they have to go back, plug it in again, because they found out that it wasn't ready. So with maturity, you basically use these wireless transmitters to get the temperature readings in real time.
Okay, so so you can see it right now. The customers, they have some on-site device that they have to pick it up and then go back to office and then download the data. And but you compare with what Sensor Hive do is that they just place the sensor inside the concrete, and then the data will go back to their cloud automatically. So you can see that's not very high tech. So you can see not a very fancy technology. Actually, IoT is a very simple thing from what we do. It's just we collect the data quietly, efficiently, in a more cheaper way. And that is the IoT should do. That's our belief. So for the construction, we also have some what we call is the data locker. So it can be simple to talk to your existing device, as long as you like mobiles or anything, you have a dry contact, so the data can be easily translated back to your cloud. And also we have some very simple like sensor like water leakage we done around the world. In Hong Kong, we see a very huge demand on the water leakage sensor, especially on the facility management sector. And also we have some, like what I mentioned, we have some air quality sensor. Recently I got a lot of inquiry on the air quality sensor. Yeah. And also we have some sensor that measure motion. And also we have some door sensor. We have a lot of sensor, so can help our customers to collect the data. And also we have some security monitoring sensor. So it's actually it's a proximity sensor that can measure any movement. And of course, that's very important. The last but not least is we have some in Hong Kong. We have some solution partner. They specifically provide platform for the construction industry. Like one of them is the EBSL. So Johnson, yes, Johnson is here. Is our partner from EBSL. They are providing a platform, especially for construction industry. So to summarize, as I said, we help our customers to collect data. In a short run, we like water sensor, we provide alert to our customers. There's some unwanted event, okay, like water leakage. In the long run, we help our customers to collect the data. We name it big data. So it can create some what we call the business intelligence. And also we help our customers to do the automation by working with other systems. And yeah, that's my presentation, and thanks a lot. Thank you.